Good day and welcome back to another Dbz Dokkan battle video. In this video we are going to take a look at the update to the Team Bardock Extreme Z area. Now the Team Bardock Extreme Z area is slowly updated, so we've only got the first two stages for Borgos and for Fasha, but it will get updated over time. So if you take a look down here, the next stages of it will be releasing later on in June, and we'll be able to do them then. Now, in terms of how to activate this event, well, so you first need to farm the characters. That's the most important thing. So you need to farm the characters from the Battle Smart Brawlers Team Bardock event and the GNU Force Special Training event. A different one will appear every day: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and it'll feature different characters. You can find this under the Story tab, and you'll be able to farm each respective character each day. So you can see here there's the Team Bardock one, and there is the GNU Force one. Now it's important to take note that they will change on reset tomorrow, and you'll be able to farm new ones. So try and work on them each and every single day. I've also attached links to my two guides in the top right hand corner about how to farm each team and the EZA area for the first team. Obviously this is the Extreme Z area for the GNU Force saga, and I suggest you also do this before you take on the Team Bardock one. Although it's not fully required, it is highly suggested that you do this because it's going to make your life a lot easier. Then before this event will even open up, you need to make sure that you have completed all the stages in the last battle, a lone warrior event. So you need to make sure that you have finished this event, and then you'll be able to access the Extreme Z area. Now, of course, there are three stages. The first stage originally was for the AGL Giant Ape Bardock, and also, of course, the two new stages are for Fasha and Borgos. Now the requisite character list is, as you can see there, it's mainly GNU Force members, Team Bardock members, but it also includes the Prime Battle Freezer as well as the Battlefield Physical LR GNU. Both of them are going to help you out a lot, so try and get them. Then of course we have the two difficulties for each stage, as always, with the first difficulty having the bronze and silver medals, and the second difficulty having the gold and rainbow medals. There are currently two Bardock team units that are awakening from this event, and that is the AGL Borgos, or Infinite Power Borgos, who looks pretty solid, pretty decent. Obviously a nice improvement, just a basically straight up statistical improvement on what he was previously. And then we have Fasha as well, who also is receiving an EZA. And she too is basically just a enhanced version of what she was previously. There are some missions, mainly just for completing 10 attempts of each stage. Remember, roughly it is going to take you 10 attempts in total if you get lucky, and you do have the possibility of getting question marks, which will help speed up the process. Question marks will randomly appear on the stage and will give you bonus medals. Now it takes 15 bronze medals, 40 silver medals, 30 gold, and 30 rainbow medals, and you will need to run each side of the stage 3 times. So you will have to run the left hand side of the first difficulty 3 times, then the right hand side of the first difficulty 3 times, and vice versa for the second difficulty. 3 times on the left and 3 times on the right. I like to alternate because I believe that that gives me the best chance of not screwing up and getting excess medals. And also you have the chance of question marks, which will save you a run. Try and keep track of which medals you get with question marks, as that's going to help you out a lot. Now, of course, for the first stage, or the second stage technically in the event, we are taking on Borgos, so you are required to have Gildo and Borgos. Try and avoid having Jace or any other strength type units, and try and maximize as many tech units as you can, so that you can obviously beat the stage. Now you have to use Gildo, who is a Planet Namek support, as your friend lead. So I suggest that you stick to mainly GNU Force members, as none of Team Bardock units fit under any of the category requirements. So try and use as many Ginyu Force units as you can. Now if they are easy aid, you're going to have a very easy time of this event. If they're not easy aid, you're going to have a far more difficult event. Try and use the Prime Battle Frieza as your lead if you do have him. He's a 90% extreme lead and a 70% super class lead, which is very good for your team considering the highest friend lead you can get is 77%. Ideally, you can also use Captain Ginyu, the INT Captain Ginyu as your lead. He's also relatively solid as a 70% Captain Ginyu or Space Traveling Warriors lead, so I highly suggest that. Then we're going to move on to the next stage. We're not going to change our team too much. We're essentially just going to switch in what's necessary for this stage, which is Recoome and Fasha. Now we already had Recoome because he's one of the better units, so I'm going to switch Jace in for Gildo just because Gildo doesn't do a lot of damage and I want to avoid having tech types. Here you have Recoome, who is a Terrifying Conquerors lead. Again, the Team Bardock units are not on Terrifying Conquerors, so you want to avoid having Team Bardock units and try to have as many Ginyu Force units as possible. Again, if your units are easy aid, this is going to be a fairly simple stage for you, and if they're not, you're probably going to struggle. Now, usually after finishing the first difficulty of a stage, I would go farm those medals and then I would come back and take on the second difficulty. I'm going to be taking on the second difficulty immediately in this video so that I can just show you guys that if you have easy aid the Ginyu Force, you can essentially just take on the second difficulty straight away. You're not going to really struggle at all. You should be more than fine. So I'm going to show you guys that just by taking on the second difficulty. Obviously, I do suggest, as always, that you go and awaken these guys as far as you can. So take Fasha, take Borgos, awaken them to level 130 because that's going to help you with the second difficulty. Even though they won't apply under their leader skills, it's going to give you the big raw stats increase, which will give you more health and just prevent you from dying. Also, ideally as well, you do want to focus on one at a time. So because you don't need Borgos for Fasha's run and because you don't need Fasha for Borgos's run, I suggest that you focus on just one at a time, awakening them and then working from there. It's going to be a lot easier than trying to focus on both at once. Now, of course, we're taking on the first stage again, and I'll run, you guys can watch as the team performs the same. But since we don't have to talk about, obviously, the team build, since it's the exact same team build, we're going to just quickly discuss the units. So Borgos, he changes from a 90% attack and defense unit with an additional 30% attack and defense when facing one enemy to having attack and defense of 150%, an additional 100% attack and defense when facing only one enemy, and he launches an additional super attack when facing 2 or more enemies. He has a high chance of performing a crit when your team has another Bardock ally attacking in the same turn. He also greatly raises his attack and defense one turn and causes supreme damage to the enemy with a high chance of stunning them, which is obviously very, very good. Obviously, he's a Team Bardock unit. He's designed to link with Team Bardock units, so there's nothing too remotely there. He's just a flat, straight up stat increase over his previous self with a high chance to stun now, which is obviously very, very good. Then we take a look at Fasha. Fasha, obviously, she has changed as well. Previously, she was more defensive orientated unit with a 90% defense, high chance of evading the enemy super attack and changing key spheres to rainbow key spheres. Now she has attack as well, so 150% attack and defense. She also debuffs the enemy as well as greatly raising her defense one turn. She still randomly changes key spheres, but she also gives all allies key +3 and gives Team Bardock category allies 30% attack and defense within the same turn after evading an attack. She's got a 50% evasion rate, which is pretty decent, nothing wild, but it is pretty decent. Hasn't changed. I would have liked to have seen that become a great chance just because it would have made her really strong defensively for a lot of events. Now, of course, that's the changes to the 2 units, so well worth it. The other units will come out slowly over time, over the next couple weeks. The remaining Team Bardock members will actually come out and will be added to the Team Bardock event. I will cover them as updates to the event, but I will not be recapping these stages. I'll just briefly mention them and leave a link to these ones in the top right hand corner. Overall, obviously it is a pretty nice update. It's always nice to get these big easy A's to these free to play teams, which is really awesome. You also get 2 stones per obviously character, because you have 1 difficulty on each stage, so that's 2 stones. And then also we have the nice addition of the missions, which gives another stone. So right now it's 6 stones, but you will get 15 over time, which is really awesome. Just remember to farm the Team Bardock members as well, and remember to farm 5 additional copies so that you can feed it into your Team Bardock members, because you're going to need to feed it into them as additional SA once you want to push them to SA 15. So just remember that and everything should be fine. As you can see, Fasha is 10 out of 10, but when she is fully extremely awakened, she'll be 10 out of 15. And you're going to want an extra copy so that you can obviously awaken them and get their SA to max. But that's going to be it from me, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, leave a like or a comment and I'll get back to you. But that's it from me. Take care and bye.